magnum opus of maverick landscape architect James Rose, whose rebellious nature caused one writer to refer to him as the James Dean of landscape architecture. Here Rose created a unique work of art, fusing modern sculpture, architecture, and landscape into a single unified place for living.
Oh,
This was actually this is one wire, and he wove through continuously
oh.
and then covered it up with this.
Oh, this is only, I feel like this is really structural element. Let me see. I'm a structural engineer, always curious.
Feel free.
But this is rakers. Interesting. Yeah, it does work. Yeah, because I don't see the continuous stringers.
Yeah.
Somehow, yeah, this is suspension stairs. Wow.
And that's part of the balance. You know, part of our restoration plan is trying to make this a more public-facing center.
Yeah.
And to do that, you have to bring this structure up to code.
Yeah.
And that's sort of against the philosophy of James Rose to begin with.
Wow. Nice bench. I wish to build. A couple of years ago, I just started out, tried to build something like that, but I just quit during summer. It was so.
I think the details here are really what's fascinating.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, the gutter, for example.
Wow. Oh, look at this! Look at this. Yeah.
So this space was known as the Zendo, and he later converted to Zen Buddhism. And this was where he would meditate in the mornings. This is definitely part of the restoration plan, so they do intend to return it to its original glory, hopefully with the proper funding.
Yeah. A lot of reworks here happening here. This wood deteriorated.
Right.
Because that is part of nature.
Yes, of course. And that was actually, one of his design philosophies was that finish was another word for death. And everything was in constant state of improvisation. It was a constant work in progress. And so I'm sure there are things that if he was alive today, he would have changed. So it's always a work in progress.
What is this one? Interesting cantilever wall. That must be, this is a chimney? Is this chimney?
Yes.
Oh, so somehow sticking out.
Right.
Interesting. Why? Oh, yeah, fire. Is it a real working one?
I'm sure it worked at one period of time, but no one's used this one in a while. The one downstairs does work.
It has a hole? Oh.
So here's this treetop space. Like I mentioned before, the first space had those very, gridded, very linear, and then you can see here that he breaks free from that.
Yeah.
And I was told that this, beam structure is actually inspired by a leaf. And the veins. So it's like an abstracted leaf. And it's quite beautiful, like this balance of porosity. It allows, the light to filter in and create these beautiful reflections.
Wow, I love this bridge.
Yeah, there's actually a pretty cool story. There is one book that he wrote called The Heavenly Environment. And he wrote that in the late 80s. And there's a video adaptation of it on YouTube. I would invite you to check it out. It's really fascinating. And in one of the scenes, you can see Rose walking on this bridge without any guardrails. And I was told later that he had a client that he was entertaining, and she had a few too much to drink, and actually fell and broke her neck. He was extremely cool about it, apparently, and she was anyway.
Oh, wow.
And later, he put the guardrails. Rose actually also used these steps that you noticed.
Yeah.
Earlier.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll make our way down to the garden.
Okay.
Alright.
All right.
This is known as the East Garden. You can tell by the planting palette that it's all green, evergreen. Very few showy flowers, if any. There is evidence to suggest that Rose was colorblind, so foliage texture is really important in establishing that spatial experience.
But what is it?
Oh yeah.
Is it
so-
crane or what is?
So this is one of the things that he recycled. This was a copper roofing material,
Yeah.
and he actually handmade this sculpture, water fountain sculpture. I think he called it Snake Dance.
Oh, snake dance. Oh, okay. Now I can see this. Okay.
And the same, a smaller one is used in the Buddha garden.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You can see rhododendron, yew, pachysandra, all evergreen.
Yeah.
And this is Pennsylvania Bluestone. If you know Bluestone, you know that it's typically sold in square and rectangular shapes. He got this from the quarry as is. Used them like they were.
Yeah.
And I think part of the the design philosophy or part of the spiritual teachings that he got from Zen Buddhism was sort of this idea of mindfulness and being wary of your surroundings and being in the present moment.
Yeah.
And you can get that, I think, from how uneven the walkway is. You really have to pay attention where you're going.
Yeah. But it looks like it has to be one. But because it kind of follow the pattern, is that used to be intentionally cut like this, or because somehow it follows shape?
Oh, I'm sure there was probably some rationale behind his choices.
Yeah.
He might have cut a few pieces. This is another example of one repurposing. This used to be an old door. Repurposed it as a
Yeah.
bench. This is Chris. He's our curator.
Hello. My son used to have, but he graduated, so he's not interested.
Yeah.
Because after Tom Brady left.
Yeah, that takes a lot.
But Georgie, I want to keep it. I don't want to throw away. So
Yeah, I kind of wish the Brady stayed the whole time in New England, but so be it.
yeah, but last year was amazing, right?
Yeah. Nobody thought it would happen.
Right.
This, at one point in time, these were actually connected, and the bubbly pond used to flow as like a waterfall into the larger one. And these pond shapes were quintessentially James Rose. He was using obtuse angles sort of to question why not. And that's part of his rebellion against the Beaux-Arts tradition, where everything was very geometric, very formulaic.